Hello, I am live from Polaris 27 Q&A. We're going to be chatting to some of the athletes before the event tomorrow. We're starting off with the main event of our prelims card, which is going to be Nathaniel Wood taking on Alex Ceres. And Nathaniel, we'll start off with you. You've been signed to, I think, 2 other Polarises, but haven't made it onto the mat yet. How does it feel to finally be making it to the show?
Yeah, it feels great. I think it's actually free, if I'm honest. And I've never done a grappling event. You know, back when I started training when I was 16, I couldn't afford them. You know, I couldn't afford to go to a grappling event, pay £40 or whatever it was. So, yeah, I'm excited now. This is my first ever grappling match against a great opponent on a great show. So I'm looking forward to it.
And, you know, talking about that, and obviously that's a big theme with both of you guys. Alex, I'll ask you again in a second. But how does it feel competing on a grappling card versus an MMA card?
So obviously Alex is ranked in the featherweight division in the UFC, so obviously that's a fight that would be great for me in the UFC octagon. Obviously it's not the UFC, you know, this is grappling, it's the next best thing, but it's great to be able to have the opportunity of showcasing my skills against such a great fighter. You know, I was watching him before I even stepped foot in the gym on The Ultimate Fighter about, I don't know, 20 years ago.
Don't make me feel old, man.
Yeah, so it's cool, you know, it's cool to be here, and yeah, I'm just looking forward to it. You know, it's going to be good fun.
Yeah, amazing. And Alex, you know, I was also watching you in The Ultimate Fighter back, not quite 20 years ago, I think it was 11, 12 years ago, you were first in there. You've done some grappling shows all over in the States. This is going to be your first time outside of the States doing a grappling show. How does it feel?
Well, it feels good. I like doing grappling shows. It's always fun. I feel like it's a little bit less anxiety, less seriousness. You know, we get to I actually grappled Clay Guida on Fury, and it was pretty cool. He's a very cool dude.
There must be a lot of hair in that.
A lot of hair, a lot of hair.
And, you know, you mentioned there you're both in the same division. Is there a possibility that we could see this match in the octagon later on, regardless of the result tonight, kind of to both of you?
Well, definitely, of course. There's always potential to, I mean, I am in the, I think there's rank 15. I do have an opponent coming up on May 11th, I believe. So after that fight, depending on how it goes, you know, it's really up to the UFC. I don't really make those decisions. I don't care to. I'm ready to face whoever they put in front of me and have a good time.
Absolutely, and I think we might have some questions from our live stream. So if you are watching this on YouTube, please send in some questions, unless you are Craig Jones, in which case, please just watch. Yes?
How's it feel to step into the grappling arena compared to the usual UFC experience?
Me or
That was pretty similar to the question I just asked, but...
yeah, like what Alex just said, you know, there's less kind of pressure. It's a bit more exciting. You know, we can actually, not more exciting, sorry, it's more of a play. It's more of a play, you know. I can take it less seriously. You know, my paycheck's not on the line, so it will be exciting to be able to try some things, you know, and play a little bit more than I would if I was fighting in the UFC.
Yeah, same here. Really, really able to expand on your horizons when it comes to skill sets. You don't really have to worry about, like he says, losing a purse. You know, you can actually test some abilities and maybe some new skills that you wanted to implement maybe later on in fights, and really gauge your potential against some grapplers.
And sort of a question that I'm thinking here, on the same sort of lines, do you feel like because it's not your main sport that there is less competitiveness to win, you are able to open up a little bit more, or is that sort of that competitive streak still there? You're still not going to want to lose?
No, of course. We're competitors. I feel like the competitive never goes away, but it does take a little bit of the edge off to where we can actually. What I enjoy is meeting the fighter more as a real person than the mask that they'll put on for the fight. When I tend to see that a lot, that after the fight, you're like, oh, this guy's actually a cool dude. But before the fight, they're really, you know, putting on this face, this warrior mask that they must put on in order to perform. I never had the notion to do so. So I do enjoy these grappling matches because we get to see each other more for the face value that we have.
Everyone's a little bit more chilled out.
Yeah.
We have any more questions from the stream?
Yeah, let's ask him, Alex, what would be your ideal way to finish the fight?
Ideal way to finish the fight?
I don't really try to make predictions, or I don't have any goals set in mind on how I should finish, but I always actively try to look for the finish. I'm not a big believer in point fighting. I understand that it's a part of the sport and that they do score points and they tally all those things up, but I'm looking to end the fight or finish the fight every single time.
Nathaniel, do you have a favourite submission?
I don't have a favourite submission. I'll take whatever I can get. So, yeah, you know, any opportunity I can to submit, then obviously I'll take it.
That's all. Thank you very much, guys. Look
Thank
forward to
you.
your match tomorrow. Nice one. Next up, we are going to have the co-main event, another featured prelim on the YouTube card tomorrow, and that is going to be Cam Donnelly taking on Keith Korian. So Keith, we'll start off with you. You're coming back onto the Polaris stage yet again, this time for a title match. Obviously, there's been loads of changes for this match originally. The match was originally two completely different people, and we went through loads of changes, and we ended up with this super last minute. How does it feel to be competing for a Polaris title?
Yeah, awesome. I have been watching Polaris forever. I started competing for Polaris a few years ago, and I essentially started off 0-4. So to have worked my way back up to a title shot's a great feeling. Yeah, I'm really, really grateful and happy to be here.
And obviously, your opponent changed, I think, a week ago. Does that make much of an effect to the game plan? I know that you went through a few changes during this match, but a super last-minute change just a week out. Does that affect you at all?
No, I wouldn't say. It's funny because like when my original opponent stepped out, they offered me like just a million other names, and I of course said yes to each one. But like right after they would say the name, I'd be like, I should probably look up a little footage. So I ended up probably watching like several hours of footage on like random people before this. So if nothing else, yeah, I got a lot of match study in. But nothing else changes. I'm feeling good. I really try to focus on me. I know it's like a pretty generic answer, but I generally just try to be myself, try to do my own thing, and the match happens as it happens.
And speaking of watching footage, have you watched much footage of Cam?
Yeah, yeah, big time. But I was watching him, to be fair, before when the match was announced. I saw him on the trials. I saw him doing other stuff. And great grappler. I mean, I study pretty much everyone. So like, yeah, I'm always trying to take a little piece of everyone's game, And yeah, no different with Cam. He's a great grappler.
Awesome. And Cam, it's going to be your Polaris debut. How does it feel to be making it on the big stage?
A long time coming, mate. Don't get me wrong. I have been waiting for this for a long time. The fact that it's a debut for the title, it's pretty mental. But I've been waiting for this for a long time, mate. And if this is the way it has to go down, then I'm going to make it happen. And
talk me through sort of the process of you taking this match super late notice.
I rolled off the couch eating Krispy Kreme donuts when I got the message, and I was like, fucking, don't know if I'm allowed to swear. Typical fashion, but I'm like, this is just way too big of an opportunity to not grab with both hands. Like I said, I can't be waiting on this for this many years and then turn it down. Even if it's 24 hours notice, I'm on it. So fighting a guy like Keith, regardless, he's a monster. Fighting him on a week's notice, even more of a monster. So credit where credit's due, mate.
Absolutely, and we will see if we have any questions from the live stream over there. Most dangerous thing about your opponent. Start with you, Keith.
His devilishly good looks or his hard to understand accent.
I was going to say the same. Like, how many people have you... Am I the first guy you've fought with a gorgeous exotic accent?
Did you say fought or... in both cases, no.
Ooh.
That's
Well.
a question for you.
The most dangerous thing about Keith, man, he's super dangerous everywhere. He's very well-rounded. Like, you don't see him shy away from any portion of the match. He's very hard to submit. How often do you see this guy get submitted? Very rarely. I just need to be super respectful of all elements of his game. And on a week's notice, if I can finish Keith, then there's definitely a big feather in my cap for that one.
Absolutely. Well, any more questions from the stream?
Another question is asking what your favourite types of conditioning are.
Wow, we're really scraping the barrel here. Favorite type of
Don't
conditioning?
everyone comment at once. You go for that one.
Oh, mate, put me in the spot here, Annie, I think, as well. I've not done conditioning.
We're introducing people. No, we don't do conditioning.
Brutal one.
We'll call it there.
What's your favorite BBC program?
Cool, guys. The title match tomorrow, Keith Korian and Cam Donnelly. Next up, we're going to start with the first round of the 77 kilo Grand Prix. It's going to be Levi Paulo and PJ Botch. Really good. Okay, Louise, we'll start with you. So he's coming off the ADCC trials victory, super impressive performance very recently. Do you feel like you have a sort of especially high amount of momentum coming into this tournament?
Eu estou bastante feliz, estou bastante animado. É a segunda vez que eu estou participando do Polaris. Pode ser, eu conquistei o DC agora faz 3 semanas atrás. E eu venho praticando mais ainda o meu Wesley, então eu acho que isso é um grande aliado para amanhã eu estar conquistando esse título.
Yeah, I'm feeling real happy, real motivated after my ADCC victory 3 weeks ago. I've been practicing a lot of my wrestling, and coming off this victory, I feel real motivated to get back on the mats.
And just give me some thoughts on your opponent, on PJ.
Eu já venho assistindo bastante ele, já lutou com o Mikael também, que já foi um grande parceiro de treino meu. E eu acho que a gente amanhã vai fazer uma grande guerra aí. E é isso.
Yeah, I already watched him compete a bunch, seen him compete against my former teammate, Miko. I respect his ability, and we're going to have a war tomorrow.
Perfect. PJ, over to you. First question, I hate asking this because I get this question all the time, but Butter Panther, what's the deal here?
My friends always had a lot of nicknames for me because PJ is like kind of easy to bounce off of, you know. And I guess it doesn't really fit the acronym, but
Yeah, I mean that makes even less sense.
but I had a lot of nicknames. And before Kasai in New York, I had never done had my name announced or anything like that. And I called a buddy of mine, and I was like, "Hey, what's my nickname for this thing?" And he said, "Butter Panther." So he just kind of made it up there.
That's a good a reason as any I'd hear.
Yeah, that's cool.
You know, talking about your match tomorrow with Louise. Well, firstly, do you think that he's going to stand with you?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
He's pretty good everywhere. He's definitely gonna fill me out at least, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're not going to see any goal pulls in this match, probably. Is there something up your
No
sleeve there you don't
comment,
want to?
no, I mean, yeah.
I mean,
but-
you were asking earlier about whether you can pull guard. So
Yeah, but that was I don't want to say anything.
playing his
It's
cards.
honestly a little embarrassing to be honest, but I think he's gonna stand a bit for sure. He's gonna feel it out. I think he's pretty good. I saw him do he was wrestling good in the trials.
Yeah. Okay. Playing his cards close to his chest. Do we have any questions from the stream?
BJ, what's your ideal way to take an opponent down?
The hard-hitting questions today. If you're watching the stream, please hit us with something better than what's your favorite kind of conditioning. Do your best. There you go. Or what's your favorite way to take someone down? What's your favorite way to take someone down, PJ?
I mean, are they good or not? Because that matters. 'Cause guys that aren't that good there's a lot of fun ways to take people down, but if they're good, I mean, I don't got a lot. Doubles and singles, I guess, man.
Cool. Is that what we got on the stream? Lovely. Okay. First round of the under 77 kilo GP, Levi Paulo and PJ Botch. Next round, we are going to have Levi, Jones Leary, and Shane Curtis. Shane isn't here, so it's just going to be you and me, Levi. Okay, first question. Do you feel that Fionn has copied your hairstyle?
Yeah, I guess so. Sure.
Cool. Inspired, yeah. So you obviously, a strange situation here. Your original opponent missed weight today, and literally, half an hour ago, we worked out that he was not going to be competing, and that you're going to go against someone else. What's your first thoughts or reactions to that?
Well, I have to watch the other guy now. I haven't really seen him. I heard he
does something like really annoying from side control. So
The goth lock.
yeah, I just like can't get caught in that because then I'll have to probably retire. So yeah, I guess I'm happier because it semi looks easier, but the risk
Don't
is
mince
way
your words.
higher.
Don't
Yeah,
mince
yeah,
your
yeah.
words,
The risk is way higher with the side control thing. So definitely gonna be on top of that.
So
yeah.
that will be the plan for after this, is to go and watch some tape and make sure that you know what he's up to?
Yeah, yeah. I just saw some like stupid things on Instagram, and it's just looks. Yeah, look, it could be a terrible situation. So
I
let's
mean,
just- let's
you're
just
not
be-
wrong.
yeah.
It is pretty stupid, but he does manage to make it work pretty
Yeah.
well. You know, I think a lot of people are excited to see sort of the evolution of your game over the years. You know, what can people be expecting tomorrow?
Yeah, I guess just I am a lot more complete. You know, I've done like a whole year of training just for ADCC, so I've done a lot of wrestling. My guard, I feel like, has gotten a lot better no-gi, and on top, I have like all Merlot's traits in terms of pressure passing. I feel like I've gotten that down pretty good. So I'm just excited to show everything I've been working on. Yeah, it should be pretty lit.
And anything from the stream?
How sad will you be when Shane cock-blocks you?
Like I said, it's the risk is very high for me. So I would be incredibly sad. I'd probably have to like. It would be difficult for me not to cry on stage. So it'd be very embarrassing in many different ways. So
The production
Yeah.
team are making sure that if it happens, the cameras are going to be on you.
yeah,
straight away.
yeah.
We might see you leaving your rash guard in the middle of the mat as you.
You'll never see me again. You'll never see me again.
Anything else? No, that's it. Thank you very much. Levi Jones Leary. Next round is going to be Max Hansen taking on Espen Mathiasen. Is it Mathiasen? Is it Mathiasen or Mathiasen? It is Mathiasen. Yeah. Guys. You good? Okay, Espen, starting off with you. You are, obviously, we've seen you quite a few times on the Polaris stage before. Generally, we're very much used to seeing you as a gi grappler. Talk to me a little bit about this transition into a little bit more no-gi stuff, obviously stepping onto a massive stage with this Grand Prix.
Yeah, it's been interesting learning more of the no-gi, because before I've been mainly focused on the gi, but now for this event I've been really diving into the whole no-gi game, trying to learn more about leg locks and everything, so it's been fun.
And you have Max first round. Do you know much about him?
I know he's very well-rounded, good everywhere, so just need to be cautious in all positions, but it should be good.
Excellent. And Max, obviously this is going to be your debut on Polaris. I'm not sure if you competed in the UK before. Have you been over here before?
Yeah, I would come here like every summer when I was a kid. Most of my family lives in Scotland, so it's not my first time here, but
Amazing. You just got a new fan.
Yeah, let's go.
So what does it feel like to be on Polaris, or how's the experience so far?
honestly, I think you guys are a very professional organization. I'm having a great experience so far. The way you guys are running things it's just very impressive overall. So, gotta give props to you guys for that.
Excellent. And what's your thoughts on Espen's game, and kind of your thoughts on how the match tomorrow might go?
So I don't want to put any ideas in my head that he can't do certain things because he's mainly a gi guy. I'm probably gonna expect that he's like good at De La Hiva and reverse De La Hiva and really good loose passing and stuff like this. And most likely gonna have really good upper body submissions. So, but again, I don't want to put like these notions in my head that he can't do things that no gi guys do over gi guys, because obviously he's training. He's a professional, so he's probably training the right way. So it's going to be a little bit of a mystery because I couldn't really find a lot of no-gi footage, bro. It was like scrubbed off the internet or something. But yeah, so we'll see what he has to offer.
Yeah, absolutely. And sort of on that note, do you feel like it might be an advantage to the fact that a lot of these guys aren't going to be able to be watching footage if you compete in, or too much footage if you compete in no-gi?
Yeah, I think it's an advantage, and I think maybe because I've been focusing mostly on the gi, maybe I'm able to bring something new to the table, like new movements and stuff. So I think it is an advantage for sure.
And over to stream.
Why now for the no-gi switch for Espen?
Why now for the switch to no-gi?
My plan previously was to do the no-gi switch after gi Worlds, but then I saw this opportunity and it was hard to say no, and was a good timing for it. So I just grabbed it.
Anything else?
Max, if you win the title, what will you spend the money on?
What will I spend the money on, bro? Oh shit.
$20,000.
Dude, I might get a Prius or something, bro. They're pretty good. Okay, you laugh, bro, but very reliable vehicle. Very reliable vehicle. I'm serious. They're very good, bro. Very good.
Can you buy a Prius for $20,000?
Oh, easy, bro.
Yeah,
You put $10,000 down payment. Those payments easy, bro.
There you go, some sound financial advice there from our athletes. Any other questions on the stream? Nope, excellent. Okay, we've got our third round. Max Hansen and Espen Matheson. Okay, final round. We have Harrison Wood taking on Joseph Chen. So, Joseph, we'll start off with you. This is going to be your first time on Polaris, making your debut on a massive event. How does it feel?
Pretty awesome. I mean, it's my first time being in the UK, so especially after having seen like Polaris like since I started jiu-jitsu. So it's definitely a pretty cool moment to be able to participate, especially in such a sick card, so many grapplers that I think are super awesome. So pretty excited.
And obviously, you had a real breakout performance at ADCC Trials not that long ago. You haven't been training a huge amount of time. You're still super young. You're still improving all the time. How do you feel like you have developed since then up until this point? Is there a lot of stuff that we can expect to see from you tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, generally I try to break up my jiu-jitsu into periods of competing and then periods of trying to work on and on-take new techniques. So after trials, I haven't competed. So I think it's the first time I competed after trials. So in that time, I've been trying to really on-take a lot of new information, especially for the purpose of ADCC. So really trying to play around with new things and really using this as a test to see what works, what doesn't, and so on.
And talking about your opponent, he obviously he fought his way onto this card, winning Contenders. Did you watch any of the Contenders matches? You've been studying some tape?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think he's a great opponent. I know him from On Guard because I used to listen to Matt Kwan on the BJJ Mental Model podcast. So seeing him wearing On Guard, I was like, oh, I know that gym. So I definitely looked into a fair bit of tape on him because definitely I knew it was like a legit background. So I was like, oh, this is super cool. So yeah.
Awesome. And Harrison, obviously, like I said, you're the one person who fought their way onto the card. Firstly, just talk me through your experience at the Contenders event. It looked like a pretty intense tournament.
Yeah, it was a good show. I had 4 matches, 4 submissions. Felt like I displayed my jiu-jitsu pretty well, and just stoked to be here now.
And I know your last 3 were, I believe, were all 4 submissions rear naked chokes on the back?
Correct, yeah, 4 chokes. Yeah.
So it's safe to say that you have maybe a game plan?
I just like the back.
You're not the first person who said that today, actually. And you're going up against, a lot of people are saying that Joseph might be arguably the #1 seed for this event. How does that feel to be going up against him first round?
Oh, yeah, it's sick. I'm super excited. Actually, I wanted this match because I think we're both around the same age, right? Yeah.
How old are you?
20.
Okay, I'm almost 20.
Yeah. Yeah, and up-and-comer. He's super good, super talented. I watched a lot of his matches at the European trials and others, and yeah, he's looking super sharp, so super stoked to get this match with him.
And questions from the stream.
Where does Joseph actually live?
Joseph, where are you from?
Where am I from or where I live?
I don't know.
Different questions.
Okay.
I'm from...
He doesn't want to lose the mystery.
No.
And that's part of the brand, isn't it? No one really knows.
My mom's South African German, and my father's Taiwanese.
There you go.
I live nowhere, basically.
There you go.
Everywhere for like a few weeks.
Taiwanese, is that in Asia?
Yeah, basically China.
Yeah.
That's a controversial topic.
Where were you born?
Maybe cut that out.
Yeah. Kill the stream. Okay, moving on swiftly. Any other questions from the stream? Okay, excellent. Final round of the GP. Harrison Wood and Joseph Chen, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. Check out the B Team YouTube.
Check out B Team YouTube. I'm gonna plug. Do you have a YouTube to plug? You don't have to.
Matt has
podcast. I forget what it's called.
Essential? Is it Essential Jiu-Jitsu
Yeah,
podcast?
yeah, yeah. Check out Essential Jiu-Jitsu podcast. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
I'll be on it in a few weeks.
And finally, we have our main event, Brianna Ste-Marie taking on Fionn Davies. Fionn, we'll start with you. I believe that it is your first time competing on Polaris in Wales.
Yes, it is, yeah.
How is that possible? Because we've done like half of our events here, maybe more, and you've been on so many of them. One, how has it not happened before? And then the follow-up question, how does it feel to be competing on Polaris in your hometown?
I'm not really sure how it hasn't happened before, but I've not lived in Wales for a long time, so maybe that's why. And I haven't competed in Wales since I was a blue belt, I think, actually. So that's nice.
And how's it going to feel tomorrow competing? I think your family's coming to watch it as well.
They are, yes.
Have they been to other Polaris events to watch you?
No. They're not that interested, to be honest.
Fair enough. And do you think that's going to put any more pressure on you for tomorrow night?
No, not really. They used to watch me compete in judo, and they've seen the highs and the lows, so I think they're very ready for whatever situation comes up, to be honest.
Yeah. And Brianna, obviously this is a rematch from a little while back. How do you feel that you have evolved since your first match with Fionn?
Yeah, I mean, the first time we fought was at ADCC. I was like fresh on the black belt scene. I started jiu-jitsu in 2016. I mean, I'm still developing. I'm sure Fionn is too. Like, it's been a year and a half for both of us, so I don't think I'm going to face the same grappler, and I don't think she is either. And yeah, I think it'll be super interesting to see how it plays out.
And obviously, we have seen you on Polaris before on the Women's Grand Prix that we did a little while ago. How does it feel, sort of, what's the difference, if there is a difference, between preparing for a super fight, a single match, against someone you know, and preparing for a Grand Prix like that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think obviously when you have a specific opponent, you can like prepare obviously for their specific game, you know. Sorry, not an intelligent remark. But yeah, I mean, obviously, like, I know a lot about Fionn's game. She's been like tearing up the scene. I think everyone kind of knows what Fionn is good at. And yeah, I'm excited to test myself out against that. Yeah.
Absolutely. And questions from the stream.
Fionn, your opponent is so nice. What angle do you take to get motivated when there's no animosity?
I prefer it like this. Brianna's super lovely, and that's the kind of people I like to fight. I don't really like when there's animosity. It makes me feel weird, to be honest. And yeah, I don't really think about the person I'm fighting. It's just like a body. You're just fighting a person and a skill set. And that's kind of how I like it. I don't like any weird beef or personal stuff. It's just not my style.
So I shouldn't talk about her new boyfriend, right?
Or talk shit about Taylor Swift. That would be that's the one that will get her.
That would actually hurt my feelings more. So.
Brianna, how was the training at AOJ in preparation for this?
Oh, it was really great. I went, I cross-trained with Margot Ciccarelli all the time, kind of all over the world where we can meet up, and she suggested that I come finish off my camp at AOJ. I've trained there before. The teenagers are just as terrifying as they tell you. So, you know, basically just fighting off green belts, definitely, it humbles you, but it also prepares you.
Any others? So final question for both of you. What are we going to see tomorrow night for our main event? How's the match going to look?
Oh, shit. I think it'll be very exciting.
Yeah.
Great answer.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, thank you very much. Our main event tomorrow, Brianna Ste-Marie and Fionn Davies. Thank you very much for watching, everyone, and sending in your questions. Please join us tomorrow. We're going to have our prelims on YouTube. We have a very special, those 2 prelims that we're going to have on YouTube tomorrow, including a title match, and then you can catch the full Grand Prix, including the super fight with Fionn and Brianna on UFC Fight Pass. We'll catch you tomorrow.